Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Friday. Congratulations. We all made it to Friday. Hope that you are doing well in your part of the world. Really happy to be able to spend time with you today. Hope that you're doing well and that your families are also doing well. And here we are at day two of building in public. You guys are going to come along with me as I build my data science school in public. As you guys know, I have recently undertaken this project, I guess, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a data science school in the way that I want to do it, in the way I've always kind of thought that data science training should happen, right? So I'm gonna have a mix of foundational items that you need to know as a data science, but at the same time, I'm going to also include the real world side of data science. As I've said from the very, very beginning, data science is an applied science. It's not theoretical, right? Data science, you actually go out and do. Let me spend a little bit of time on that because when I say that, I'm talking about things like astrophysics, right? Or something like that. There's a lot of theoretical sciences like that where people can have theories and write thesis papers, write white papers that you'll basically never get to test, right? I mean, you can't just have unlimited ways or funds or methods to test an astrophysics theory, right? That's not data science. You can actually go out and do data science. You can actually go out and try these data science things, right? It's an applied science. So some people forget that. Some people forget that. Some people get caught up too much in the theoretics of data science, As you guys know, I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of most PhDs out there, right? Because they are terrible practitioners of data science. So I'm starting my school with the entire purpose of providing quality data science materials while also making it accessible to as many people as possible. So I'm asking for your support. I'm looking for 1,000 members at $5 a month because that's what I need for the school to be self-sustaining, right? The school will fund itself at those levels. So I'm looking for your help. I'm looking for your support. And I'm looking to launch on August 1st. But between now and then, I can build it in public and just just to kind of see what happens, right? So I'm seeing some people over on Instagram. Thank you so much. Perez, nice to see you. He says, hey, Dennis, good to see you. How are you doing? Good to see you too, my friend. I'm doing well, thanks. I'm doing well. We're back to live streaming. Excuse me, we're back to daily live streaming. So that's feeling good. It's feeling fun to do that again. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see what today brings. If you're over on any of my platforms, go ahead and start chatting. Let me know where you're from. Say hello. Today I'm going to be working on the school curriculum, so I could use your help. Let me know. Help me out with the curriculum, okay? Aniri says hi. Hey, Aniri, nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Lots of people on Instagram today. That's nice to see. Maybe Friday is a good Instagram day around the world, huh? But I'm glad to see that my chat is working on Instagram. Guys, I have to put so many different components together to get all these chat things to work. But I'm glad that people are joining. But yeah, so Faraz, Aniri, thanks so much. I'm going to be bringing up some materials to talk about the course curriculum. And you know what? While we're at it, let me go ahead and show you the school. Let me go into my chat interface. So right here, if you go to school.datasciencewithdennis.com, you'll see what I'm seeing. This is let me make that a little bigger for you guys. This is the homepage of the school. You're going to see a lot less options because this is the administrative view, right? But I have a little intro video that I still need to swap out. I have the registration buttons, and I basically have laid out some of the courses that I have envisioned. For right now, the excuse me, the courses are color coded. So yellow is my very basic, very intro courses. My yellow is my intro to the school, I should say. Green is my general intro courses. Blue are my data science courses. And then red are kind of like my management courses, or like the data science executive courses, maybe as you get further along in your career, as you get more into the project management side. But that's what I have now. So I'm going to be relying on you guys today to help me develop this curriculum a little bit further. We talked a little bit yesterday, but we're going to go ahead and start talking about that a little more. Okay? Ferez says, exactly, been a while since I saw you went live here on Instagram, been following your videos. Oh, thank you so much, Ferez. Thank you. Ferez, I think Instagram is pretty inconsistent about displaying the lives, like when they send the alerts. Because remember, if Instagram doesn't alert you, you kind of don't even know the live exists, right? People don't usually think of Instagram as a live platform, right? So I think Instagram is just weird about that. But yeah, I think that we're back to daily streaming. I'm basically pushing between now and August 1st. So I got a lot of work to do between now and then, right? So yeah, keep on coming back. I'm going to be streaming daily as much as possible, okay? Yassine says, hello, sir, it's Yassine. Hope everything is going well. Yassine, everything is going very well. Thank you so much. Glad you're here, my friend. Hope you're well. And Yassine, I'd love to get your feedback today on some of the curriculum building that we're going to be doing, so stick around, okay? Sly says, hello, Dennis. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a newbie in the data science world. Kindly sign me up to your data science school. Well, hey, Sly. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I didn't put the link. Okay, Sly. So if you're on Instagram, I just put the link in the Instagram chat and I just pinned it to the very top. So that right there is your purchase link to become a founding member. It's just $5 a month. I am making it as globally accessible as possible. So, you know what, guys? I had a talk with a friend yesterday, and I did some research prior to this school. I'm gonna give you guys a statistic that I found fascinating that I think you guys are gonna like. So, obviously, I'm a data guy, so I keep track of my statistics on my channels and my followers and things like that, right? My biggest audience is young males under 34 years old. That is more than 70% of my audience, right? So I have to follow what the data says. So I accept that most of my followers are a little bit younger than certainly younger than me. I'm an old guy, right? So I skew to the younger side, right? Did you know that if you were to take all of the people under 24 and under in the entire world, more than 80% of those people under 24 live in a developing nation? Did you guys know that? The young population in developed nations, or what you would refer to as first world nations, are very low globally, right? So I'm trying to make my school as accessible as possible to all of you guys. So it's $5 a month. The link is a pinned chat at the top. So please feel free to click on that. Sincerely appreciate your support. We're almost at 20 signups. This is day 2, guys, of building in public, and we're almost at 20 signups. That's amazing. That's amazing, right? So we're on our way to 1,000. So Sly, if you want to sign up, use the link right there, okay? Denelson, you know what? Speaking of signups, Denelson has already signed up. Denelson, I appreciate your support, my friend. Good morning, everyone. It's Denelson from LA. Hoping everyone's doing great today. Stuck in traffic at the moment. Denelson, so committed. He's committed that he's listening to me while in the car. Wow. Thanks so much, Denelson. Drive safe, please. Osama, our good friend Osama says, hi, sir. Happy Friday. I hope everything is going well. Oh, thanks so much, my friend. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate it. Oh, hey, let me skip ahead here. Our good friend Ox is in the chat. Ox says, let's go, Dennis. Ox, sincerely appreciate it. Thank you so much. Guys, I am not a cybersecurity expert. You guys know I stay in my lane. I only do data science, but if you're looking for cybersecurity education, because some people like both data science or cybersecurity, or maybe you're trying different career pathways, go check out Ox's channel. He basically does what I do for data science. He does for cybersecurity. He's a good guy. He doesn't sell you guys any false promises or anything like that. So go check out Ox when you get a chance. All right, guys. But Ox, good to see you. Glad to see you online. So going back to Amaya. Amaya says, I can't hear you. Amaya, when my Instagram people say I can't hear you, it's usually a local problem on the phone. So make sure your volume on your phone is turned up, okay? Ferez says, agreed with Instagram Lives. Good luck on everything. Thank you, Ferez. I appreciate that. Yeah, so if you're on Instagram and you want to support the school, you want to become a founding member, go ahead and click on that link, $5 a month, launching August 1st. So if I don't get enough subscribers by August 1st, I will refund everyone's money. Nobody's going to lose a dime. But I'm going to remain optimistic that we can get to 1,000 signups. It's a little bit of a big number. Sometimes I get a little bit overwhelmed when I think about that number, but I think I can do it. I think there's enough people out there that want to learn data science. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. Manoj, our good friend Manoj says, hello, Dennis and everyone. Greetings from Bangalore, India. Appreciate you, Manoj. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope things are good in Bangalore. I assume that things in India are heating up right now as we get closer and closer to summer. So I hope you're doing well. Sly says, okay, will do. Yeah, thank you, Sly. I appreciate that you want to sign up. Thank you so much. All right, so when you sign up, you're going to see courses like this, but it's still in development, right? The school is still, I wouldn't even call myself in a beta stage. I'm still in development. So, oh, wait, what did I just do? Yeah, so when I'm developing ideas like this, I like to just give myself like these big lists, right? I think of things in lists. That's just the way my mind works. So this is the list that I have for myself on the courses. And this is me just sitting down thinking, oh, it'd be nice to do this. Oh, let me think about this. So this is me just doing like a brain dump, right? So Ferez says, is there a coding module course in the DS school? Whereas, right now there is not, at least not like a coding exclusive course, but who knows, maybe you can talk me into it. That's kind of like the purpose of today. Today is kind of like doing some curriculum building. So who knows, maybe we will, right? Let me know. If you guys think, hey, there should really be a course on this, go ahead and tell me in the chat, make your case for it. Tell me your rationale, right? That's what a data scientist does, right? All right, so this is the course. These are the courses that exist now. So for example, if you look at this list and then you look at the courses, you can see here that I have my Start Here course. I have my 10 Commandments of Data Science. I have my Basics of Numbers, Basics of Statistics. So basically everything in this list already has a corresponding course. So now is an opportunity for us to talk about what else should be in here, right? Now, keep in mind, I already have 13 courses. That's a lot for me to manage for a single person, right? But I'm going to do my best and we're going to keep on, just pushing forward, right? So here's what I want to do. I want to get your feedback on other courses that you think should exist. And then we can start talking about, well, what does it mean when I talk about the basics of numbers? What does it mean when I talk about neural networks? What does it mean when I talk about project deployment, right? We can start adding like sub setups, right? To these items, right? So start thinking about that. Well, I look at the chat one more time. Manoj says, I'm doing good here, Dennis. Yes, a little bit of heat in summer here. Yeah, Manoj, I know that Bangalore gets very hot, so I hope you're ready for it, right? It's probably coming soon. Ricardo, so good to see you, my friend. How are you? Ricardo, I think you said your birthday was also in April sometime. So So happy belated birthday, I think, at this point. So Ricardo, good to see you. Ricardo says, love the setup. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, guys, so I'm building in public to give you guys the opportunity to have a say, to give you guys a preview of what's going to be in the school. And also, keep me accountable, right? Because I want to be accountable. I want to deliver the best school possible. So working on it with you guys helps me stay motivated and work towards this, right? And also, I mean, just to show you guys that it's not like the school actually exists, right? Like this isn't Fire Festival, guys. I actually do work over here. I actually do work over here. All right. So first thing I want to do, what I haven't done on my list is I haven't created the categories, right? So these are my top level categories. So there's a school intro, and then there's a basics, and then there is data science, and then there is data science for executives. So these are basically the same color coding that you'd find, right, on the school homepage. So, for example, the school intro are my orange ones. My basics are my green courses. My data science are my blue courses. And my data science for executives are my red courses. So I'm going to highlight these. And then you know that in that Sunday series, I presented how, by the way, the Sunday series right now is on neural networks, right? So I've talked about how you might have statistics, analytics, machine learning, and then neural networks as part of your learning progression. And you can see that I kind of have that same thing on here. I have an advanced statistics section, I have a machine learning section, and then I also have a neural network section, right? Because to me, that progression makes sense. So I'm trying to lay out these courses in a way that helps everyone's learning path. Yesterday, I think that Casual Economist asked about prerequisites. So there's no prerequisites for the school, but I am going to have prerequisites in how you should go through some of these courses, right? Like I can't have you taking advanced statistics if you haven't taken the basics of statistics, right? So no prerequisites for the school, but there will be prerequisites between the courses. So what do you guys think? Am I missing any courses? Am I missing any of these like top level type of categories? This is the stuff that makes sense to me, but what do you guys think? Give me some feedback in the chats, okay? I'm gonna let you guys think about that for a second. What do you guys think? Ricardo says, thank you. Your birthday was on Tuesday, 22nd. If you don't get the required subscribers, you consider the price increase to support the platform and learners. That's a good question, Ricardo. I don't know. I want to make it as accessible to as many people as possible. I don't know. So one of the things that I talked about yesterday was at some point, I'm going to need to sit down with an LMS consultant, a Moodle consultant. So just so you guys know, this software here is called Moodle. It's a learning management system, LMS system. I've been learning it in the past few weeks, in anticipation of this school, but I'm definitely not an expert. So Ricardo, what I would try to do is I would try to see if I could run this on a smaller server or some sort of like a smaller instance, in other words, a lower cost instance. Or I may just abandon the idea. I don't know. I'm really resisting having to go out and get sponsorship because I don't want to be tied, to other people's demands and needs, or at least corporate demands and needs. So I don't know, Ricardo. It's a good question. Honestly, I'd rather just stay positive and think that I can do 1,000. It's a very big number. I'm very intimidated by it. But you can't get to 1,000 until you get to one, right? And you can't get to 20 unless you get to one. So I'm just trying to go as much as I can. We'll probably reach 20 signups this weekend sometime. But you got to get to 20 before you get to 1,000, right? So we're just gonna keep going. Okay. So Perez says, honestly, even just a basic coding module would help. Like just learning the main data science syntax in Python, for example, with your guidance would be super valuable and save us precious time. Okay, so Perez, I hear you. You're making a good case for it. But yesterday, or other people have thought about, well, why not just focus on prompting? And I'm much more comfortable focusing on prompting because that's what data science will be in the future. Right? Like you as a data scientist, or really as anybody, should basically say, okay, coding is no longer an issue. Me not knowing the syntax of Python is no longer an issue because I have the world's best programmer working for me as my junior analyst, right? And that junior analyst is ChatGPT, right? So that's the attitude that we should all carry forward. No code is impossible. No code is inaccessible to you. You as a data scientist still have to have skills, but your junior analyst employee will take care of the syntax and everything else for you, right? So let me know what you guys think about that. But I'm leaning towards just focusing on prompting versus, hey, here's a list of Python data types, right? Like, you guys tell me, give me some feedback, but I'm aiming more towards prompting. Denelson says, it seems very well rounded for a starting point. Denelson, what are you doing reading the list? Keep your eyes on the road, my guy. Be careful driving, dude. Yassine says, just want to make sure, where is model maintenance included? Ooh, Yassine, that is an excellent suggestion. So Yassine is making a great point. Let's go back to the list. So guys, data science maintenance, completely underrated or overlooked, I should say, portion of data science. It's a lot more than people think it is. So Yassine, that would be under project deployment, right? You put the project out there, but then what are you going to do? What are you going to do to support it? So that's something I would include under deployment. It's tempting to make it its own course, and maybe I'll give some thought to it. And hey, we're still, there's still room for us to change it. But to answer your question, Yassine, I see it under model maintenance. But hey, if you guys disagree, I'm open to hearing rationale. Right? Data scientists should be able to talk and view each other's opinions. Right? So if you guys have rationale, let me know. Perez says, I really do like the structure. Thanks for walking us through it. Yeah, I appreciate that, Perez. Like I said, I'm doing this for feedback. Maybe I've overlooked something. I'm glad to be wrong here, right? And just building in public, guys. Trying to stay accountable. It'd be weird if I was asking you to sign up and then I didn't show you like anything, right? So trying to be transparent, trying to build this in a very public way. And hopefully the school will be better for it, right? I mean, your feedback, everybody's collective feedback should result in a better product, right? So yeah, thanks, Perez. Manoj says, agree with you. Let's go for prompting. I think so too, Manoj. My gut just tells me that's the way to go. Because also, I mean, if you guys look at all my series, and Manoj, I know you've been such a great supporter, so I know you've been through, all of my Sunday series. I've always told you guys, the data scientist of the future will be heavily aided by AI, period. Like to me, that's not even a debate. Of course, we're all going to be using AI more in the future as data scientists. So it wouldn't make sense for me to now say, oh, no, we're not going to look at prompting in my data science school. Like, Like, of course it's going to be prompting, right? Yours Ranfully, great name, says, hello, sir. Hey, how are you? I don't think it's your first time, so welcome back. Glad to see you. So Ranfully, we are going through my plans for a data science school. On the screen right now, we have the first draft of the proposed curriculum. Let me know. Let me know what you think. But thanks for being here. Manoj says, perfect catch, Yassine. Yeah, Yassine definitely brings up a good point. So Yassine, you also made a good point yesterday. I'm not trying to blow up your spot. I'm trying to give you the opportunity to suggest it. But you also had a great idea yesterday, Yassine. Put it in the chat again. Perez says, yes, please, prompting it is, but I am still in the process of learning Python and understanding. And good, and you should, and you absolutely should. I'm definitely don't want to discourage anyone from learning Python. But as far as like what I plan to teach and how I envision the course is going, basically going to be very heavily on the prompting side. All right, guys. So far, I've gotten your feedback on the courses available. And then we've also had one suggestion here on model maintenance. And there it is. So Yassine, yeah. So guys, what is missing from this course list? I want you to look at Yassine's latest chat. Let me highlight that. So guys, nobody caught on that I haven't mentioned AI in this, right? There's no AI in this. Like, obviously I'm going to have something on that, right? But I need to add that. I don't have that yet. Excuse me. So that obviously is going to be its own high level item, right? We got to have AI in there, right? So let me think. I'm going to try to do this in front of you guys, but let me think about some courses that make sense in AI for data science. Some of these topics, there obviously could be other courses, but I'm trying to give you guys what I think is most relevant in the business environment, right? So I have, my gut is telling me that I need something on foundational models. I'm also feeling that we need something on fine-tuning models. It'd be hard to not talk about agents, right? But I don't want it to be like, like dumb stuff. I want it to be like business relevant stuff, right? So I think we need to have something on agents for business. What do you guys think? Anything else? Allison Parker over on Twitch. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. I don't think it's your first time. I think you've attended before, so glad to see you. Hope you're well, and thanks for joining us over on Twitch. All right, so what do you guys think? I think this list as a first pass makes sense. I really can't wait to come up with these courses because there's so many differences out there, or confusion, differences, misunderstandings, whatever you want to call it, between foundational models and fine-tuning models. I would love to do more content around that. But what do you guys think? Anything else? Here's another one that people brought up yesterday, and I'm sorry that I can't remember who brought it up, but guys, I'm also missing NLP and image processing, right? I don't have that on here. So I'm feeling like that needs to go under a special category of data science specialties, because that's how I view these, right? You kind of have to choose to specialize in computer vision or in NLP. Like, at the very high levels, there's not a lot of crossover between those, right? Like people, those are strong enough specialties that you kind of have to dedicate yourself to them, right? It's kind of like being a plastic surgeon versus like a like a cancer doctor, right? Like they're still both doctors, they're still both MDs, but very separate specialties, right? So we need that, right? So we need an NLP and we need computer vision / image processing. Now that one, that one will be interesting because I do not consider myself a CV expert. I know enough to get by, but I wouldn't call myself a CV expert. So that will be interesting. And then just to kind of yeah. So what do you guys think? So just to recap for some of the people joining us, we've added AI for data science and we've added the data science specialties. We've had some conversation about prompting versus dedicated code courses. Yassine asked about model maintenance, so I've gone ahead and added as a sub bullet here. So if you guys want to add additional sub bullets like, oh, under machine learning, I hope that you really talk about X, feel free to let me know and I'll consider adding it as a subtopic. Osama says, I think AI agents will help us to automate the data science process. Yep, Osama, they definitely will. It just depends on what part of the process, Osama. We had a little bit of a conversation around this yesterday, right? Some parts I'm more comfortable than others. Like I would love for it to do a lot of my data pipeline work. I'm not sure if I want them to do a lot of my experimentation work, right? So it just depends. But overall, I agree with you, Osama. Denelson says, all parked, I was thinking maybe having industry-focused projects. How would that look, Denelson? Give me some of your vision for that. I'm not opposed to it. It's a good idea. Like would those be like case studies or like capstone type projects? You know that maybe some people have had in school. Like what would that look like? Let me know. Let me know, Denelson. Leo, our good friend Leo is here. Leo says, hi, everyone. Hey, Leo, welcome. Glad to see you here. Leo's also one of my moderators, so, make sure you thank Leo because it's a volunteer job. Really appreciate him. But Leo, glad to see you. I hope you're doing well out there in New York City. Yeah, Leo, so we're going over the school curriculum. And guys, I'm kind of a little scared here because remember, I got to write all these courses. I mean, it started with 13 and now we're up to 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's a lot, guys. That's a lot. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of work on my part, guys. So Yassine says, is data exploration included in the basics of analytics? Some of it. But I would consider data exploration here more in the methodology. So to make sure we capture that, I want to put it in here. But to me, Yassine, that's much more in the methodology side of things. Yeah, that's where I would see that the most. Okay. But yeah, so if you guys have any more suggestions on these top level type of sections, or the courses within each section, or if you want to start asking questions like, oh, will we cover this? Will we cover that? I'm happy to put those as subtopics to where I envision them, right? Because remember, this here is still high level. That's what you're seeing on this sheet is still going to be building out like this, right? Like the overall course list, right? But then obviously this course drills down into other things, right? So for example, if I click on the basics of numbers, let me log in. this is the basics of number course, and then these items represent a topic, chapter, section, however you want to call it, of the course itself, right? So that would be the next step, to start filling out like the subtopics. And then I got to write the content for those subtopics, right? But that would be the next part. So Manoj, let me highlight Manoj's chat. Manoj is saying anything on mixed models. That's a good one, Manoj. That's a good one. Let's go back. Okay, guys. So Manoj is proposing mixed models. I don't know if that's a course or a subtopic. Maybe it's a subtopic under project planning? Maybe even under project deployment? But then again, I don't know. Maybe it could fit under one of the data science topics too. I don't know, Manoj. It's a good question. So if anybody in the chat has feedback on that, let me know. It's a good suggestion. I could see an argument for it being its own course. I'm tempted as its own course because remember, using mixed models is not without its dangers, right? Leo says, I think it fits better as a subtopic. Okay, Leo, are you on board with it being in project planning, or where would you see that? Remember, mixed models is not without its dangers, right? There can be some unique dangers to using mixed models. Yassine says, I don't have a fully formed idea, but I think sections of specialized types of problems may be a good add. For example, like classification, clustering, anomaly detection. I don't see yet where they would fit. Okay, so you're talking about like challenge problems type, Yassine, like challenge projects? Or what do you mean by that? Help me understand what you mean by that, Yassine. I'm open to it. I have, Yassine, let me know if this is what you have in mind, or anybody else, can chime in. But I have considered having like a resources section where it's not a course, it's just general resources. Like, hey, here's a really good data set that I like working with, or here's a really good research report that we all should read. Here's a really good prompting guide, right? A lot of the companies are starting to come out with prompting guides now, right? So I could have a section there with just problems. Like, is that what you mean, Yassine, or help me understand? Leo says yes, but goes into the modeling session where we can try different approaches. Okay, so that means that, okay, so I think that was in response to if mixed models fits under project planning and goes into the modeling session where we can try different approaches. Yeah. What do you guys think about mixed models being under machine learning instead? Here's the thing, guys. When I thought of the data science for executive, like that red section, I imagined this more for somebody who started off as a data scientist, but now they're like a lead or they're a senior data scientist. And now they're doing more of the planning and less of the technical work, right? So if mixed models is going to be more of a technical approach, then I kind of want to move it out of the data science for executive section, because this section is not supposed to be technical. It's much more about the soft skills and the organization of of working in data science, right? So I don't know. Leo, let me know what you think about moving it to machine learning instead. Yassine says, I think like for example sections explaining each type of problem, challenge as you stated. Oh, okay. Okay. So you're almost talking like a dictionary or a glossary of problems. Is that what you're saying, Yassine? Like like to provide a list of possible approaches, but in an illustrated way, obviously, right? Let me know if that's what you mean, Yassine. It's an interesting proposal. Here's another thing, guys, that I'm gonna have to consider at some point. The way I work, the way my mind works, because I have this adult ADD and all that stuff, right? Is I jump around adding different topics. Like I might sit and work for 4 hours, but I'll jump around and say, "Oh, let me write about this. Oh, let me go down to this course. Let me write about this." But I want to make sure that when August 1st comes, I have fully completed courses, right? So what I may have to do is I may have to stage it out and say, well, I'm going to make the first half of courses available on August 1st, but I still need a little bit more time to fill out some of the other courses, right? Because some of the stuff, is going to take a while to produce, right? So I'm going to have to kind of stage these out at some point. Yassine says, for example, for classification, how to approach it, what models can be helpful, etc. Okay, okay. Leo says, I agree. Subtopic for ML. In the project, the student can explore mixed models and draw their own conclusions. Yeah, okay. I'm on board with that. So I think it was Manoj that suggested mixed models. So Manoj, let me know if you're on board with that too. But mixed models might be better under machine learning. Osama says, sir, about model maintenance, does it include how to handle data drifting? No. Data drifting would be more in the data science section. Now, in the model maintenance, I would have to cite data drifting as a reason why you need model maintenance. But as a instructional topic, I would see that more in the data science section, like maybe in the machine learning section, right? As the caveats to machine learning, right? So that's how I would see that. So I would see that as being under machine learning, as to the pitfalls. Pitfalls. Why can I not type of machine learning? And then here. That's how I would see that. Let me know if you guys are on board with that. Okay, so Manoj is in agreement with Leo about mixed models and machine learning. Okay. Actually, I just realized I should do some. As you guys know, I recommend a lot of books, right? And I am still very much intrigued by Causality. And you guys know that I recommend The Book of Why by Judea Pearl. Great book if you guys want something to read, this weekend. I just realized that I want to do something on causality. So I think I'm going to include that in the data science section. No, I think I'll include it in the basics section. I'm going to do that. Again, I would not put myself out there as a causality expert, but I'm very intrigued by it and I would love to do a course on that. So that's something I'm going to add. Aditya, good to see you. How are you? Aditya says, what about speech technology? Yep. I would put that under my data science specialties. Okay, guys. So quiz time. Put it in the chat. What is the formal or the data science way to say speech technology? Anybody know? I've said this before in some of my other content, so some of my OG viewers will know this, but there's a name for it, right? Manoj says causality. Did I misspell that? No, I got it right. Causality studies. Yeah, yeah, Manoj. I'm going to do something on causality definitely. But let me know in the chat, guys. What's the word for speech technology? Right? If we want to be appropriate data scientists, right? We should be clear in our usage, right? Aditya says, I'm good, and you? I'm doing well. Thank you, Aditya. Thank you. It's Friday. It's a beautiful day out. I got some, it's actually kind of a big day. I've got a lot of things going on today. But Friday is also when I do my check-in with my coaching clients. When you guys sign up for coaching with me, it's not a one-way conversation. I don't just sit here and say, okay, guys, ask me questions. I reach out to you guys also. And I send you articles. I send things I think about. So on Fridays is when I do my check-ins with my clients. I send them messages. Hey, how are you? How is this topic going? You told me about this problem. How you doing with that? So Fridays is usually a good day because I get to talk to people, see how people are. Yassine says A/B testing is included in the advanced stats. Yassine, that's a good question. I'm split on whether it should be in basic or advanced. I can see A/B testing both ways, but yes, I'm going to put it under advanced for now. But yes, Yassine, absolutely. I couldn't have this without A/B testing, right? So yeah, we'll include that. So Yassine has provided an answer of signal processing. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner, and he is correct. So if you guys want to sound, like a sophisticated, educated data scientist, you should know that speech technology, text-to-speech, speech-to-text, all that stuff, it's known as signal processing. It's not really known as SP. It's really known more as TTS, right? Text to speech. And then speech to text. So we'll do that. That is hard though, guys. Have you guys ever done signal processing? That is hard. That is not easy. Hey, speaking of supporters or speaking of signups, we have Surin. Surin, welcome. Surin, I think this might be your first time participating in the chat. Thank you so much. But guys, please join Surin. He signed up yesterday. I'm asking for your sign up. The link is pinned in the chat. So Surin, thank you so much for signing up yesterday. I really appreciate your support. Surin says, are we going to introduce projects? And if so, will they mirror real world workflows, data cleaning, model optimization, stakeholder communication? Yes. Leo says yes, the whole DS lifecycle. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so Surin, that is where we would include it in the data science methodology, right? Because that's really what you're describing there, right? The creating your pipelines, the creating the optimal models, so on and so forth. That's going to be in that. The data science methodology is potentially the largest course that's going to be in the school. And to be honest with you guys, I've considered writing a book on data science methodology. I just don't have the time for it. But yeah, absolutely. That'll be covered in data science methodology, right? As far as introducing projects, I'm open to it. I'm open to it in kind of like that resources section I mentioned, right? Maybe I could come up with like dummy projects for you guys to do, Well, I would probably do them as dummy projects with real world data. Yeah. Another thing I've also told you guys in my content is that a good data scientist is able to take a data set that they know nothing about and be able to tell me something about it, right? Like I should be able to give you a data set without any domain knowledge, without even any column names, nothing. And you should be able to tell me something about it. Like that's like the, when you snatch the pebble from my hand, the grasshopper is ready, right? So who knows? Maybe I'll have a project like that. Like if you can solve this, you're it's a good sign, right? So we'll see. we'll see, Surin. But good idea so far, guys. Keep them coming. What else do you guys want to see? Any other questions or any other subtopics that you're curious about? Just so that we capture that idea, I'm going to start putting in like a data science resource section. Project challenges. Okay. So this section is still kind of in flux, right? But yeah, I'm open to it. I'm open to it. Surin says, great. Thanks, Dennis. Sorry, joined late, so missed the earlier part on project planning deployment. Hey, no worries. No worries. All of my streams are archived, or you can just, show up and come and go as you please. No big deal. The last thing I want is for people to not show up because they're nervous that they missed a course or whatever. Just show up whenever you can. I appreciate your support. All right, guys. Anything else? We got about another 5 minutes here or so. But what do you guys think? Anything else that needs to be added? I kind of like the way it's taking shape. And as I create these courses, I'm also going to be including the descriptions and whatnot for you guys to see. But I kind of like the way the homepage and the entire curriculum is setting up. But let me go back to the list so everybody can see that. What do you guys think? Anything else that needs to go in that list? Or any other questions or anything else you guys want to talk about? We're up to quite a few courses, guys. Yeah, it's a lot. Also, as some of these courses start to come online prior to August 1st, I will start letting in the founding members that have already signed up, because that way you guys can look at the materials, but it also helps me to kind of scale up the server to kind of see how the server is working, with 5 people on it, with 10 people on it, with 30 people on it, right? Because I'm hosting this myself, right? So having the ability to scale it and to provide a good experience for you guys, that's another challenge in of itself, right? Maybe at some point I can do a collab with somebody like Ox or somebody who really knows like the server side, because I'm okay with servers. I'm not fantastic with them, but I'm okay. But I'm always open to getting additional help, right? But yeah, I mean, as these courses come online, I will make them available so that you guys can get a preview. We can see how the server is working. You guys can tell me if I misspelled anything or whatever. But really excited for all the things that are going to happen between now and August 1st. So we're getting those signups. I'm looking for 1,000 founding members. I know that I have a community that can support that. So the sign up links are pinned in the chats of all the platforms. And really just want to thank you guys for your support. Okay? So if you guys, I'll be streaming again tomorrow, same time. And then Sundays, we will keep the Sunday series. Right now, we are doing a Sunday series on neural networks. That series is always going to continue. So if you want to know more about neural networks, keep on coming back for that. I think we're having a pretty good series there. And yeah, it's the weekend, so lots of work to do this weekend. All right, guys. So thank you so much. Really appreciate the feedback. And hey, you know what? You might go away from this session and then later on today, you're going to say, oh, I should have said this. Let me know. Send me an email or come back tomorrow. 1500 GMT. I'm streaming. I'm building in public every day. And just give me your suggestion then. All right? All right, everybody. So as always, we live in such a dynamic world. I worry about you guys because I know I have followers all over the world. So please take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and I'll see you guys next time.